Lovely day. Kim fucking fold. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it out. Drop a comment, say what's up, cause this boy saying what's up, y'all. While I'm out here doing my morning walk. So let's get it. Alright. Let's stop. Let's stop playing stupid to leave room for others. I repeat, we must stop playing stupid trying to leave room for others. And what I mean by that is, so often, excuse me, we find ourselves trying to fit in or allow for others to fit in with us. When truth be told, it's our duty to bring them up. You know, it's easy to, talk to somebody and get them to listen. But it's another thing to speak their language. And they'll definitely feel you. So what I'm trying to encourage you to do right now is to speak their language. You know, if you feel like some of the stuff that you take off people, they wouldn't take off of you, speak their language. If you feel like some of the things that you trying to show a person and in the way that you trying to show them, it's not what they looking forward to. What's up with the love? Like power. It's not what they looking forward to. Speak their language. Utilize what they're looking forward to in order to give them the fortitude to make it through. So if you got a person that got goals that's similar to yours, it's gonna be a lot easier for you and that person to get on the same page. But you gotta make it make sense to them. Using their goals to orientate, using their goals as orientation to get both of y'all on the same level of communication. Now don't get me wrong, when you start speaking people's language, it don't mean you gotta stay in that mentality. It's one thing to speak the language, but it's another thing to add to that mentality. Like, for instance, it's a lot of things that we learned in the street as far as how to make a good deal or to do good business that I can utilize in other sectors. But when it comes to the mentality of being stuck in the grind or stuck in a rut, I can't limit myself to the streets being the only way that I hustle. So that being said, I may talk to my brothers about stocks in the form of street language, you feel me? Or in the form of, where we talk in the streets. But at the same time, the mentality in which I have towards these same tactics has developed in such a way that now my increase in money shows, as well as the potential for me to create a safety net or secure myself shows. Because you got to think, in the streets, you got to deal with a whole bunch of different obstacles, whether that's the robbers, you feel me, the police, the customers trying to get over. And all of these things can be taken into different fields. But you got to see how that works out for you in different fields and apply it. But as far as the mentality of I'm gonna remain a street hustler for the rest of my life, that mentality, you have to leave that behind. Don't get me wrong. For some of us, we have been pushed into a sector into where that's our main source of income. But I'm saying, let that mentality go, because the mentality will lead to you only feeling like that's the only way to go. Whereas, we take our money and invest it into whatever. But I'm saying all of this to get back to the topic of, we cannot play stupid just to leave room for other people to fit in, when it's up to us to elevate the energy of the people around us, not to lower ourselves to the standard that these people are on. Because a lot of times people just out here winging it. So for you to sit here and try to do the same thing as what they doing, you gotta recognize that both of y'all are like the blind leading the blind. And what I mean by winging it, a lot of people just trying to make it from day to day, you know what I'm saying? And make a way any kind of way, you feel me, that they can, just trying to survive. So if you following somebody who just trying to survive, it would be no surprise that you would do anything just to survive. So that mentality right there becomes unbecoming after a while. You know, in your willingness to self-serve, you would tend to sacrifice anybody, including yourself. And what I mean by sacrificing yourself, losing your dignity, trying to please everybody else, having a lack of integrity. Because when you by yourself, the things that you say about yourself is the things that you turn around, and when you hear it from everybody else, they stick with you. You know, you ever wonder why people pay so much attention to the hate mail that they get? I don't want that weak ass shit. To the hate mail that they get more than the love that they get. And it's because so often that we tell ourselves hurtful things and hateful things to the point that we feel like when somebody else said, it's the equivalent of, you know, I can talk shit about my mama, but you can't. So when you see brothers and sisters so upset about something that seems minuscule because it's somebody else's opinions of them, recognize a lot of times it's only because what you said about this person is what they've been saying about themselves. So to hear from everybody else, it just hurts that much more. And whereas some people need validation, you feel me, to be sure now that they not getting that validation by way of you, well, they are getting that validation because they getting it by way of you letting them know, like, nigga, I see you like you see you. You know, so often people ask you how I look. You look like you think you look, and I look like I think I look. So, that being said, I really can't validate what you trying to get me to say. Shout out to my brother Leonard. Definitely black first before you get to anything, before they even know my name. They see me, I'm black first, you feel me? Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all come in and hit that like button. They trying to ban the positive, man. You feel me? Let me. It's more I want to talk to y'all about as far as stop playing stupid so other people can fit in. How you doing, King? I can't complain. All right. All right, here's my next point. You gotta pay attention, King, when the motherfuckers start banging on certain, you feel me? When the person just keep on telling you, you know, or not telling you, or you keep overhearing, or pay attention to the mentality of somebody who think niggas ain't shit. Or a dude, for my sisters that's listening, who think women ain't shit. This is a dangerous situation to be in because no matter what you do, you cannot change the mentality of a person when it wasn't you that gave it to them. You didn't give them the mentality that make them feel like women ain't shit. So you as a woman won't be able to change that mentality. If anything, it would be a difficult process for you to even cooperate with this person But yet and still, we are out here trying to force different things, and then we wonder why we can't get this person to cooperate with us. And it's as simple as the mentality. If this person think you ain't shit, you'll spend your whole life trying to prove that you are somebody. Y'all hit that like button when y'all come in, drop a comment. They trying to ban the positive, man. But back to what I was saying, it don't do you no good to keep trying to prove yourself to somebody who said they approve of you. You feel me? Stop being in relationships with people that you don't approve of. Man, shout out to my brother A9. I see you in here. The champ is here. Stop being with people that you don't approve of. And then you won't have to worry about why you in a relationship with them, why I think you ain't shit. It's time out for all the brothers and all the sisters out here who had this disdain for the opposite sex, but you still want to keep on interacting, causing pain to each other. You know, like I tell some of my brothers, that's not the weaponized being gay, but you don't like the fact I call you gay. Stop hating on women. Stop sitting back being vindictive towards women just because you can. What it can. Stop hating on women when at the end of the day, y'all ass want to lay with a woman. You feel me? Same thing to my sisters. I tell them all the time. They're talking about how niggas ain't shit or life don't have no choice but to bring you them niggas that ain't shit. Cause that's what you asking for. That's what you put your focus on. If you sitting around, like I said earlier, sitting around thinking bad on yourself, that's what you put your focus on. And so when everybody else come and validate that same energy, you can't get mad. Just recognize that's the energy that you had and that's what you used it for this time. So the next time, let's take that time to use it for something else. Man, shout out to my sister. This look like South Wind, but it's under Task Code CEO. Shout out to you. We can use that same energy towards upliftment. Hit that like button for me, family. Trying to ban the positive, man. But we can use that same energy towards upliftment. And this time around, we don't have to worry about wondering, why did I just use the energy that I had towards, you know, something that wasn't progressive towards my goal. But it's just like I always try to tell my kids, man. You can put positive energy out there, it's gonna come back to you too. But if you put that negative energy out there, don't play the fool when it come back to you. You feel me? Count it all joy. It lets you know that the universe and even the innerverse with you is still responding. It's still responding to your desires and your wishes. So the next time you rubbing that genie that is you, make sure you make wishes that will benefit you, not to your detriment. See, a lot of us don't feel like we deserve shit, so we won't even ask for it. We won't even state our claim properly. But I'm telling you, it's this same lack of, you know, feeling like you deserve that keeps on leaving you on the curb. The reason why your relationships keep on becoming more and more absurd is because this how you view it. This how you view relationships. And based on what you view of a relationship is what you're willing to put into a relationship. Don't get me wrong, there's gonna be some trying times. But you gotta be willing to try in these times. Try a little bit harder to love. You feel me? Try a little bit harder to shut up. Because a lot of times, we talk ourselves into a whole bunch of mess just by the shit that we just keep on keeping up. Somebody say something to you, you gotta say something just as hurtful. And truth be told, unless you were a very negative, out of sorts type person who has rewired yourself to operate on negativity, no different than a crackhead operating on drugs, then you must know that you out of balance. You must know that you're out of balance. But when you see somebody that operates on negativity, you cannot feed into that, nor can you keep giving your energy to that person. Because at that point, all they know how to do is drain you. All they know how to do is drain you. Because they gave all their energy to the negative vibration. And so in a sense, it's as though they can't even generate energy. At least that's how they think. That's one thing. So it should be. So even though they had the ability to draw their own energy and put that out there and infect the world with goodness or love, instead, they forego, leaving their mark or putting the energy of love out there for taking other people's love for granted. And eventually, turning other people's love into the same negativity that they be thinking of. So you gotta be careful, fam. Gotta be careful. Remind me a lot of the villains in the shows that I used to watch, and how they would attack the superheroes and in turn take they powers and use it against them later. And that reminds me of how, you try to make somebody understand you. Not necessarily playing stupid completely, but you try to reach them where they are. A lot of times, and a person will take a wording or something that you use and in turn weaponize it against you. And you have to pay attention to that, because it's no different than when you out here looking for the natural plants. There's other plants that look just like these plants, and you have to be careful. So a lot of times when we think people getting us or they understand where we coming from, shit, truth be told, they just like that plant. They look like the plant, but they actually poisonous and like substance. So when it comes to you getting what you was looking for out of that plant, you're not gonna get it. And if anything, you're gonna feel the negativity of that plant, the toxins that will be released upon you. One, because you didn't properly identify the plant. It's the same thing with this. We have to properly identify the plants. Feel me? Pay attention to what tree they come from. And that go back to, people having to study each other's bloodline, get to know each other, things of that sort. And as you do get to know each other's bloodline and get over that sort, you start to realize what people are familiar with. You know what I'm saying? When you start to notice what people are familiar with, start to recognize these a lot of times what they operate on. So if a person comes from a negative background, it's gonna be kind of hard for them to be positive unless they put in a conscious effort to do so. You feel me? And that's one thing for sure. You always gotta put in a conscious effort every day to remain positive. Appreciate it. But at the same time, don't get it twisted. I always speak about how we gotta deal with our negative side. You feel me? We have to properly enforce this latent energy. Just like we have to maintenance our health, we need to maintenance another part of our health, which is our lower side or our lower energy. What I would suggest daily to get your exercise in, whether that be 2 times a day, at least once a day. Would encourage you to get up to 3 times a day, because again, this latent energy within us can be propelled or compelled out of us in many different ways. And a lot of times when it's not controlled or intentionalized by us, it's to our detriment. So the best way that I can figure for us to get a handle on this thing is to start utilizing this energy on a daily basis and utilizing it a lot of time to work out our frustrations. You know, too often for a lot of us, we frustrated and don't know what to do about it until that frustration becomes pure anger. And a lot of times once we reach the point of pure anger and we can't even think straight, you know what I'm saying, to even make the proper decisions. So I would encourage you to get on your P's and your Q's before you asked out from being confused. I just want you to know, friendly, I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. Notice the things that I tell you is for your edification only, not for mine. And a lot of the things that I tell you, telling you right now, I done had to go through it, been there, done that. So it's up to you to put your foot in front of the other foot and keep taking them steps towards empowerment and the betterment of yourself. But I repeat, stop dumbing yourself down to leave room for other people to fit in your life. Either these people gonna add to your life in a positive manner, or they gonna take away from you. There's no way around it. But it's not for you to worry, because guess what? The universe got you. And as long as you stay in tune with what you're supposed to be doing, everything else all makes sense in time. Yeah, when people choose to put separation between you and them, pay attention. Don't get upset. Don't try to force it. It's like puzzle pieces. It must don't fit. It must don't fit. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, say what's up. Most of all, hit that notification bell. Click all so we all can stay in tune